White hope with them ratings getting low. What you gonna do when Caitlyn don't come back?
This past Saturday was the lowest rating these two teams have had since Caitlyn Clark has entered the league.
Ratings were down 36% from the record ratings that Caitlyn Clark pulled the year before.
1.3 million views on CBS on another primetime game.
The question is, are unknown WNBA players capable of drawing ratings without her?
Without Caitlyn Clark, where does your interest level lie with this Indiana Fever team? Without Caitlyn Clark, where does your excitement level lie with this Indiana Fever team?
Just minutes ago, we got a news that ratings were down 36% from the record ratings that Caitlyn Clark pulled the year before. Without her, the WNBA is struggling to keep fans watching.
Well known to all of us that Caitlyn Clark has attracted so much attention to the league. Attendance, eyes, ratings in the television, money that's being invested into this sport, whether that's ticket sales or whether that's merchandise sales. And she just came out with her own line at Nike.
It's well known Caitlyn Clark has brought massive attention to the league, from record attendance to TV ratings, ticket sales, and even her own Nike line.
Last summer, Caitlyn Clark strapped on her hard hat and steel-toed boots and revolutionized the game of pretend basketball.
Because of Caitlyn Clark, the WNBA is on the verge of generating pesos in profit for the first time ever.
There was one matchup that this league can consistently rely on to produce massive viewership numbers.
One matchup, the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever.
She turned this previously unmonetizable turd into a league that's getting dangerously close to losing their charity status.
She brought mainstream attention to a league that never had a chance of breaking into the mainstream.
Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, the league's two most noticeable names on the court at the same time.
The first time these two teams matched up this year, massive number.
She brought a new fan base. For the first time, people were actually willing to spend money to watch the WNBA.
Previously unknown players had the chance to become stars if they were willing to let the real star take the lead and benefit from the spotlight that she was providing.
The first time these two teams matched up this year, massive number.
And then every time since, that number has gone down, down, down.
Interest in the WNBA are significantly higher when Caitlyn Clark is playing.
From the WNBA's perspective, think about the situation that they're looking at.
Without Caitlyn Clark, where does your interest level lie with this Indiana Fever team? Without Caitlyn Clark, where does your excitement level lie with this Indiana Fever team?
No Caitlyn Clark in the postseason, and without the league's #1 star, viewership will definitely take a big hit.
You're coming off a regular season where you set attendance records. Supposedly, the WNBA has set ratings records as well.
After the All-Star break, interest in the WNBA has rapidly declined.
No Caitlyn Clark in the postseason. Now, this year, the WNBA has broken its single-season attendance record, and that is massive for the league. But this postseason will be missing the league's #1 star.
The WNBA may have broken its attendance record, but with no Caitlyn Clark in the postseason, general interest and ratings are bound to take a big hit.
There's a sizable portion of nationally televised games where ratings have not been released.
They were able to maintain interest as long as there was hope that Caitlyn Clark was going to return.
I doubt it, but I'm sure you guys have noticed that the jealousy, the resentment has declined this season.
But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that WNBA players realize they need her.
Kaz, what do you think the impact will be on maybe just the general interest and ratings and attendance in the postseason, since Caitlyn Clark won't be part of it?
Well, it's an absolute damper. I think the best example is, I've said a lot, like, my parents are not basketball fans, but they follow Caitlyn Clark. They find her game interesting.
Casual fans tuned in just for Caitlyn Clark. Without her, viewership will drop, even as the WNBA tries to show growth in attendance.
Part of that is because Caitlyn Clark has been injured, hadn't been playing. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that WNBA players realized they need her.
They need her for leverage. They need her to increase their own salaries.
Late July, the WNBA proudly flaunted ratings for the All-Star Game, which drew 2.2 million viewers.
Of course, they conveniently failed to mention that ratings were down 36% from the record ratings that Caitlin Clark pulled the year before.
The first time these two teams matched up this year, massive number. And then every time since, that number has gone down, 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 down.
This past Saturday was the lowest rating these two teams have had since Caitlin Clark has entered the league.
Ratings for nationally televised games have mysteriously disappeared. I knew the WNBA lived in a world of make-believe, but I never realized they were magicians.
It seems when ratings fail to meet expectations, the WNBA makes ratings disappear faster than pants at the Butt Bongo Festival.
A network that was so kind to them. A network that was so generous to the WNBA. That last time these two teams matched up, they did 1.9. Same time slot, same channel.
1.3 million views on CBS on another primetime game. This time around, they don't even crack 1.4.
Last week, the Indiana Felines were featured twice on NBA TV. No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, and no audience. Not only is that a season low, I believe it's also the lowest number for the Felines in the Caitlin Clark era.
August 31st against the Golden State Vikings, 346,000 viewers. September 2nd against the Phoenix Masculines, 314,000.
From May 22nd to August 11th, I believe the game was. August 10th, I believe the game was. 1.4 million people checked out.
We've lost 1.4 million viewers on these games since the season started. From May 22nd to August 11th, 1.4 million people checked out.
Final game of the season on CBS. New York Lesbians, Atlanta Dreamers. 595,000 viewers.
Now that number is lower than the 622,000 that the WNBA averaged on something called Ion this season.
Sun vs. Aces Sunday, 180,000 views. Now, if the growth is as substantial as the ladies in the Players Association want you to believe,
Dream versus Mercury Sunday, 160,000 views. They're not even getting 200K without the CC stimulus package.
The Dump is looking at a situation where ratings for the regular season could be significantly higher than ratings for the playoffs.
Without Caitlin Clark, where does your excitement level lie with this Indiana Fever team? From the WNBA's perspective, think about the situation that they're looking at.
I think there's going to be a very chaotic postseason, which will lead into that. But certainly, like, not having your superstar player who brings in those fringe fans who maybe aren't super big sports fans, aren't super big Fever fans, aren't super big basketball fans to watch these games is going to impact those numbers.
The postseason may stay chaotic in packed arenas, but without Caitlin Clark, those casual fans who boosted TV ratings won't be watching.
The WNBA playoffs begin on Sunday. Have you noticed that no one is talking about it?
This time last year, the WNBA was dominating talk shows on ESPN and FS1. This year, it's complete silence.
Kathy Engelbert, this is what happens when you don't protect your superstar. This is what happens when you don't protect your cash cow. This is what happens when you allow gambling to run rampant in your league.
This is what happens when you allow targeting to take place in this league on the person that's the driving force for the growth.
Players protesting during the All-Star game. Remember that doofus duo? They were humiliated when club bouncers didn't recognize them and refused to let them into a WNBA party, and then they tried to act like victims.
Even with Caitlin Clark, I don't think these ratings are sustainable because the WNBA has once again found another unique way to mess everything up.
Because if we see what's going on here with the ratings, the owners have to see. And the owners are thinking to themselves, the bubble might be bursting.
This bubble might be bursting. And Caitlin Clark being out for over a month is the catalyst to the burst.
The Dump is looking at a situation where ratings for the regular season could be significantly higher than ratings for the playoffs. What's the best way to solve the problem? Hell, what's the only way to solve the problem? Get Caitlin Clark back on the court.
They spent the entire season last season on Caitlin Clark. And now when they need her the most, when they are suddenly willing to accept her, Caitlin Clark is nowhere to be found. The question is, are unknown WNBA players capable of drawing ratings without her?
You mean to tell me there hasn't been a nationally televised WNBA game in over 2 weeks? The truth is, no one cares.
We've lost 1.4 million viewers on these games since the season started.
The WNBA is going into the playoffs with zero momentum.
Today is September 10th. You mean to tell me there hasn't been a nationally televised WNBA game in over 2 weeks? But the truth is no one cares. We've lost 1.4 million viewers on these games since the season started. The WNBA is going into the playoffs with zero momentum. The question is, are unknown WNBA players capable of drawing ratings without her? And that's why WNBA ratings are crashing without Caitlin Clark. If you want more updates like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support keeps the game alive.